Hawks, Ella Bartolomeo or Barmentlu. We got to get that one right for the call. Don't you worry about that. And we're underway.
Speaking of her.
And the Perry Lakes Hawks get the first possession. Having a look around, and there's Barmentlu kicking the ball out to Beggs. Along the baseline, puts up the shot, doesn't go. Good, strong rebound from the Perry Lakes Hawks, though, to put it back up. Perry Lakes Hawks dominating this early going. Only 8-minute quarters, of course. Clark looking for options. Inside, door doesn't connect. Barmentlu was looking for that inside pass, Ryan, and just missed out.
Yes, this is going to be a really important aspect for the Perry Lakes Hawks today is their length. We're going to have to be using that to advantage. We've already seen that so far from Nicola Moore on the defensive end. Let's see if she can do it on the offensive end.
And Melbourne Tigers now bringing the ball up the court, and no real height advantage for either team, as there's a drive to the basket from Agnew. Doesn't go.
And Josie Agnew is going to be an important glue factor for the Melbourne Tigers today, as will Ella Barmentlu for the Perry Lakes Hawks.
Beggs fakes onto the left hand, doesn't go that time. Blocked though, coming out by the Perry Lakes Hawks. Clark put the hand in the cookie jar and came up with the Tim Tams.
I spoke to someone earlier from the team manager for the Perry Lakes Hawks. He actually said that 3 players have played together on a tour of the USA recently in July. That's Josie Agnew, Taylor DeMarco, and Perry Lakes Hawks, Emily Beggs. So last time they were on the court together, they were actually teammates.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? I'll tell you what, though, this is a great start. Both teams putting up baskets. Nothing dropping yet. As a long three, and as we say, Josie Agnew gets a 3 to get us underway here. 6:26 left in the first quarter.
And if that isn't the curse of the commentator there, Mark.
Yeah, well, absolutely was, to be perfectly honest. And just to show it was no fluke, Agnew gets another 2. Makes that 5 in favour of the Melbourne Tigers.
And Josie Agnew is one of those players that shone under pressure early against the Bearcats as well. Continuing that form here today.
And there's a great step and roll from Beggs. And that gets the Perry Lakes Hawks underway, and the hometown crowd appreciate that basket. As a long 3 attempt from the Tigers doesn't go. Cleaned up by Moore. 5-2 early going. Perry Lakes Hawks have have had a lot of the play, but just unfortunately can't put in the baskets. And of course, Josie Agnew with that 3 and a 2, giving the Melbourne Tigers the lead. But great work under the basket there from the Perry Lakes Hawks. Unfortunately, didn't drop. So Clark back on defense, underneath the basket, baseline.
And there's an example there. Perry Lakes Hawks are generally quite good at finishing their baskets. Must be feeling the pressure and the nervousness early. Someone that isn't is Arneson for the Melbourne Tigers.
Yeah,
very good at finishing baskets.
Cut along the baseline there, well played. Hawks looking for some options, some great one-on-one defense from the Tigers, and there's a turnover as we speak from Whiteman. Whiteman all the way downhill skiing for another 2.
And Isabel Whiteman is another player for the Melbourne Tigers that shone early under pressure against the Bearcats, and again continuing that form here.
Well, a tournament play, if you get on a roll, it's the greatest place in the world. If you don't get on a roll, it's the worst place in the world. It's a flip of the coin. Another turnover here for the Tigers, and off to the races they go. Puts the basket up, and another 2 points to Josie Agnew. And Peter Barrow has seen enough and calls for a timeout. 11-2 in this first quarter. 4 minutes 19 left, and only 8-minute quarters, Ryan.
Indeed, and look, this is a classic example of a pop the balloon type timeout. Stop the momentum in its tracks from the Melbourne Tigers there. And look, we saw this type of start from the Bearcats against the Melbourne Tigers in the semi-final. Bit of like an 11-2 point run, something thereabouts. So it's going to be on the Perry Lakes Hawks this time to turn this around akin to the Melbourne Tigers last time we turned it around?
Well, the first half of the first quarter, it looked like the Perry Lakes Hawks had plenty of opportunities, plenty of possession, just couldn't put the baskets in. And all of a sudden, the Melbourne Tigers went bang, 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 and away they went, 11-2.
100% there. And it is like the theme of the first half of this first quarter is finish your baskets.
Well, I always think basketball's an easy game. When you get possession, make sure you put it in the hoop. Because you know, as soon as you put it in the hoop, the opposition are going to get it. So you may as well, well, you got the chance, you may as well put it in. Hey, we're at the HBF Arena at the Wolf Den, and this is the under-18 girls gold medal game. And at 10:30, we've got the men's gold medal game as well, Ryan. And we'll be in commentary for that one too on the Community TV.
And shout out to all our viewers here on Community TV. It's kind of great to be part of this sort of broadcast here today for the Under-18s Championships.
Well, it's not like a broadcast, it is a broadcast.
Community broadcast.
Community broadcast, that's what we're all about. Perry Lakes Hawks, great defence and a time violation. So all of a sudden, Perry Lakes Hawks had possession and they've given it over now to the Tigers. And their offensive end, once again, Agnew puts up the three, doesn't go.
And here we see an example in that time violation of the defensive pressure from the Melbourne Tigers. And this is what I'm calling a championship weapon for them. Constantly putting that defensive pressure on, forcing stops, forcing turnovers, limiting options and clogging the passing lanes. Expect to see more of that from the Melbourne Tigers.
Yeah, very good defense. As Smith tries to find the basket, doesn't go, and there's a little bit of a little trip in the middle of the court. Unfortunately, Agnew picking up that foul. And the Perry Lakes Hawks will get it from the side with Beggs as we make some substitutions. Beggs takes, Clark takes a seat, and Alira Fotu comes on to the court.
The debuting Perth Lynx player. Let's see if she can make a difference here in this gold medal game.
A precocious talent is Ella Fotu, and just shows her class there with a great inside pass.
A great bucket there from Barmetlo and an assist from Fotu.
Absolutely. Great vision there from Fotu. Tigers looking for some options. Whiteman to Arneson. Arneson to Agnew. She's got the hot hand. Puts it up short on that attempt. But the Tigers retain possession. DeMarco into Whiteman. Whiteman into Arneson. Arneson just didn't get the hometown role. And why would she? She's from the Melbourne Tigers.
I think what the Perry Lakes Hawks are going to have to do is put the ball in the hands of Ella Barmetlo a lot more. She is the glue that holds this team together. Very cool under pressure. Very good at finishing baskets.
Another attempt there from Moore didn't roll for the Hawks. Tigers in transition. Open lane. Comes in, has a shot. No, it doesn't go. And Magnani didn't realise she had as much time as she did then. Arneson, Agnew, steps out for a three, puts it up, and it's all net from Josie Agnew, if you don't mind. 14 points to 4. Long pass under the basket from the Hawks. And the Barmentlu missed the basket there for the Perry Lakes Hawks.
That's another point about Josie Agnew. That's her bread and butter, the three ball. She scores them well under pressure in addition to that.
Oh, and just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, Whiteman comes up with a three as well, and that's the outside shooting from the Melbourne Tigers early going in this match has been the difference in the score, 17-4.
Talking about a championship weapon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Downhill scan from the Tigers, and 2 points put in by Whiteman.
I think to sum up this situation so far, I saw Emma Clark's facial expression when she came off the court. She's going to be looking to fire when she comes back on. She's not happy because she knows and we know that the Perry Lakes Hawks can perform better than this at the moment.
There's a long three attempt not going. Bit of glad wrap over that basket for the Perry Lakes Hawks at the moment. as the attempt from the Tigers is put up. Doesn't go down. Great block. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate for Whiteman. Just put the hands in the cookie jar and came up with the Anzac biscuits rather than the Tim Tams there.
That's a great call there, Mark. And look, one thing I've observed so far in the this first quarter is the high tempo play of basketball here. It looks like Perry Lakes need to slow the tempo down. They're kind of really being forced into the Melbourne Tigers brand of basketball here, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
And just as we said that, Schwartz comes on for her first minutes, as does Sienna Rushgrove for the Melbourne Tigers, as DeMarco now down the court looking for that three ball again. The Melbourne Tigers around the perimeter into the corner. Three attempt doesn't go, and that was unfortunate for Schwartz.
And that's another player that's going to cause problems for the Perry Lakes Hawks. Taylor DeMarco. Managed to have a chat to her after the semi-final win yesterday. She actually gave me 3 keys to victory, and that's cementing her role as a key defender, shooting when she can, and being the loudest teammate on the court.
Well, that's a good option. As all of a sudden the Perry Lakes Hawks gets a, well, it was a needed 2, 19-8, 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
Ooh.
And there's some great play by DeMarco. She's gone straight through the scoring lane and picks up another 2. Hawks opportunity, and gets a roll from Stella Gregory.
Those last 2 standing baskets have been really important for the Hawks. The crowd is now getting into the game.
Hometown crowd here for the Perry Lakes Hawks, of course, from Western Australia. Melbourne Tigers from Victoria, as you would expect. And there's an attempt for 2 for Rushgrove, and picked up the foul. 1 second left in the first period, 21 points to 10. And I tell you what, this could be a little bit of a dagger in the heart for the Perry Lakes Hawks.
Very well said there, Mark.
As she gets the first one, Rushgrove, and makes 2 with 1 second left. 23 points to 10 in this first period. And I tell you what, Perry Lakes Hawks need to go to work, Ryan.
Play the game any NBL fan can win. Supercoach NBL. Be the coach. Challenge your mates. Win prizes. Head to supercoach.com.au today.
Definitely very well said. There's definitely a lot of work to do for the Perry Lakes Hawks. I don't think they expected this kind of deficit.
Well, the pitch is hurting at the moment. And we're going to take a short break. We'll be back here at HBF Arena in the Wolf Den for this under-18 girls gold medal game between Melbourne Tigers and the Perry Lakes Hawks. Welcome back to the HBF Arena in Joondalup here in Western Australia. It's called the Wolf Den, and it's called the Wolf Den for a reason, because this is the home of the Joondalup Wolves in NBL 1 West. You're listening to the under-18 girls gold medal game between the Melbourne Tigers and the Perry Lakes Hawks. Mark Campbell, Cambo in commentary, and alongside me, the man who's connected, Ryan. And I tell you what, Ryan, big start by the Melbourne Tigers in that quarter.
Big start indeed, and it was a big start befitting of the Melbourne Tigers franchise as well. Let's see if they can keep that going, or can the Perry Lakes Hawks make an impact on the scoreboard in the second quarter?
And of course, if you're new to the under-18s concept, 8-minute quarters, not the usual 10. And the Melbourne Tigers pull a handle on a big 3 attempt in the first 10 seconds of the quarter. Fortunately for the Perry Lakes Hawks, it doesn't go, but Melbourne Tigers not afraid to throw that 3-ball, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. As I said before, that's going to be a championship weapon along with their defensive pressure.
Going to the basket, heavy work from the Perry Lakes Hawks, comes up with the defensive rebound and then gets pulled up in mid-court with some great defense from Schwartz.
And then that's number 15, Stella Gregory, is going to be important for the Perry Lakes Hawks in this quarter. She started to lift at the end of the first quarter with a bucket there, lifted the crowd. Let's see what she can do here.
Gregory. Some great defense from the Melbourne Tigers as the Hawks looking on the perimeter need to get it up, and there's a turnover and DeMarco off to the races. Oh, doesn't get the layup. Great rebound there from Fotu for the Perry Lakes Hawks, and a tough pass in and over into 2-point territory for Moore.
Yeah, that was some deep dish pizza there from Fotu into Moore, and a great bank shot off the glass. Now Nicola Moore's coming into the game.
I tell you what, that had cheese crust on it. Don't you worry about that. As the Tigers through DeMarco get the reply too. 25-12 really going in the second quarter.
And again, we saw a turnover recently again by the Tigers, limiting options, clogging the passing lanes.
Oh, there it is, the first 3 for the Perry Lakes Hawks, courtesy of Moore, and that's got the crowd going now.
And that's what one of the things the Hawks can do is bring the crowd further into the game, maybe bring the Melbourne Tigers off theirs.
Well, you know.
Not if that's anything to go by.
Well, you know, Melbourne or Victoria in general are a little bit lost at the moment because they've got no AFL teams in the grand final, so they need something to hang their hat on.
And this team could very well be it.
As the Perry Lakes Hawks, Fotu. Great defense there. One way, then the other, puts the shot up, doesn't go off the glass. We can put that down as an assist.
100% there, Cambo.
We'll make that up as we go along, I can tell you.
And this is what I was talking about earlier with the Hawks. Great turnover there from Moore. They need to slow the tempo down and play their brand of basketball, just penetrating into the key and bank shotting off the glass.
Heavy contact there between Clark and Schwartz. Referee. Timeouts or substitutions as we've got Agnew coming back onto the court after a little rest, but Mentlou comes off as well for the Perry Lakes Hawks. Perry Lakes Hawks retain possession, looking for the screen. Fotu. Shot clock rolling down. And a little mishandle there from Beggs on the far side of the court.
Look, they're still within that 10-point sort of margin that the commentators tend to talk about. You know, if you want to stay within 10 points, you've got a chance in the game, but they can't afford turnovers like this constantly. They're going to have to sort of do something on the offensive end about that.
Good defense from the Perry Lakes Hawks. Double teamed as they're coming down the court. Puts the shot up, and great work under the basket from Clark, and draws the foul. So we'll go to the stripe for the ad one. 27-19, 5 minutes left in the second quarter. No timeouts called by the coaches as yet, but lots of activity on the substitutions for both teams.
And you can sort of feel the Hawks just starting to settle into their game. Let's see if they can do that for the rest of this quarter.
Perry Lakes Hawks there just get the hometown roll for the ad one. And a bit more pressure on Agnew, the ball carrier. Out for 3 attempt there from Magnani. And unfortunately it didn't go, but the Melbourne Tigers not afraid to put that 3-point shot up.
Here's another player they're going to have to cover.
Great pass into Whiteman. Whiteman finishes off her good work with another 2.
And sorry to cut you off there, Cambo.
No, you get going, mate.
Arneson causes a lot of problems in the keyway there. They're going to have to shut her down.
Fotu looks for the long 3. It's an air ball. Ryan, you cut me off whenever you feel like it. It's your world. I mean, living in it.
Is that because I'm the one that's connected?
You are connected. Don't you worry about that. I'm going to see if you can get me a cheap car shortly. You're that connected. The Melbourne Tigers peppering the Keyway. Puts one up, puts a second one up, and Nanny makes sure of it. And 31-20, lead out to 11. Fotu now in control of the ball for the Perry Lakes Hawks. Inside to Smith, puts the shot up, doesn't go.
And like, even though that bucket didn't drop, Eva Smith needs to start doing more of that, starting to back herself more. She can get on a roll from outside the arc, and maybe that's the firepower the Hawks need in this gold medal game.
Well, that's the big, Arneson gets on the inside, gets an easy two there. And Arneson saw the opening of the Keyway, went through the defence of the Perry Lakes Hawks like a hot knife through butter.
Like a criminal undercover is Arneson there.
Fotu tries to get something started, doesn't drop. As we say, the Glad wraps over that basket. As the Melbourne Tigers, Agnew, another three attempt, puts the shot up and bang, bang, there you go. Big threes, and that's the difference in this game, 36-20, and the three-point shooting of the Melbourne Tigers is definitely a telling effect, as there's a turnover from the Perry Lakes Hawks.
And it's like both their inside and outside game is just dominant at the moment for the Tigers. Outside shooting, like you said. But also you got Whiteman and Arneson doing some work in the Keyway.
And Coach Peter Barron calls another timeout. 36-20, 16 points the deficit. 2 minutes 51 left in this second quarter. And Ryan, where can the Perry Lakes Hawks start making inroads into this lead?
Inside in the interior. They need to sort of maybe take a page out of the Tigers book in a sense and start playing their game inside and getting those bank shots off the glass like they know they can. I think the focus for the next $2.50 in this quarter is to chip away at that lead so you get under that 10-point buffer and then focus on the rest in the second half.
Hopefully if they're going in the interior, they take a bottle of water with them. They might get a bit hot.
And that's the issue at the moment for them. They can't get in there because of the defensive pressure and setup from the Melbourne Tigers, limiting their options. You can see every time they're on the offensive end, they're not getting any clean passes through. And it's more often than not ending up in a turnover. Yeah, and
the three-point shooting of the Melbourne Tigers is an issue because not only are they getting the Perry Lakes Hawks on the inside, they don't mind putting the three ball up, whereas the Perry Lakes Hawks, 1 3-shot so far, 1 3-pointer.
And that's a very telling statistic there. And I mentioned Eva Smith before. This is one of the key three-point shooters for the Perry Lakes Hawks. Maybe needs to back herself outside the arc more.
Absolutely. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here of the under-18 girls gold medal game between the Melbourne Tigers and the Perry Lakes Hawks. And another three-point bomb has been launched by the Melbourne Tigers.
The uncontested Josie Agnew is not what you want outside the arc.
You might think, because she's wearing the green shoes, you might think someone would see her, wouldn't you, really? Lurking on the outside. Yeah. As Arneson comes in and takes a seat, and Ellie Fielding comes onto the court for the Melbourne Tigers in a substitution.
I saw Emma Clark's reaction to that play again, not happy and fired up.
Yeah. And so she should be. This is for the chocolates. This is the gold medal game. So put your best foot forward. Oh, it's a big floater. Three attempt doesn't go on the inside.
Ooh.
And that could be pulled up as a offensive foul, I would have thought.
There we go. And look, this might be a bit of a coaching insight here. I spoke to the Melbourne Tigers top brass and...
See, you are connected.
The Perry Lakes Hawks. I don't think the Perry Lakes Hawks in the initial game against the Melbourne Tigers at the start of the tournament were prepared for how physical the Tigers were going to play. I don't think we play that physical brand of basketball over here. So they're kind of maybe trying to emulate it here, and it's just been called out for a foul.
Well, there's another three-point attempt from Georgia Ryan, and didn't go. And Perry Lakes Hawks get the ball back, but I'll tell you what, the Melbourne Tigers aren't afraid to put that three ball up, and I think the Perry Lakes Hawks should back themselves in and put more three-point attempts up.
100% there, Cambo. Here we might see one here.
Here we go. Puts it up for three. Doesn't go. Comes off the basket. Melbourne Tigers in reply, the alley-oop pass, and unfortunately, Ali Fielding, who's about 5'7" in the old, probably had to be about 5'11" to get that one.
Too much dip on the chip there with that pass.
Absolutely. The old could have been the McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah. You can see the Tigers getting a bit comfortable with this lead, starting to take more risk. So let's see if the Hawks can capitalise on that.
Yeah, and the Perry Lakes Hawks trying to get desperate. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Let's get good looks at the basket. As a three-point attempt goes up from Alla Barmentlu, and in it goes. A three-pointer that could make the difference.
I'm going to repeat this again. They need to put the ball in Ella's hands more.
We should just put that on the repeat button, really. In under the basket for Magnani from the Melbourne Tigers. 41-23, minute 13 left in this second quarter. And Perry Lakes Hawks just need to chip away at this lead. In possession, kick out to the corner, doesn't put the shot up. Now drive to the basket, and that doesn't go either. Great tap work there from Fielding from the Tigers.
It seems like the Hawks are a little bit unsure of themselves still. There was a great screen there by Barmentlo. Wasn't taken advantage of to the rim.
I tell you what, inside for Whiteman, and Whiteman feasting on the inside. 43-23 in this second quarter. Perry Lakes Hawks, what can they do? Spin cycle. Did the spin cycle like a washing machine to put the shot up. Ryan, you probably wouldn't know about a washing machine. Your mum probably still does your washing for you.
Not that young. But one observation, when you talk about the spin cycle from Emma Clark there, she's now trying to take this game by the horns. I was going to say Hawks. To try and sort of maybe put a dent into this scoreboard.
Well, she's at the charity stripe and gets the first one. Just need to chip away. 22 seconds left, so Melbourne Tigers will have possession. Shot clock turned off, so 22 seconds for the Melbourne Tigers to get it to court, but both shots were good there. And 43-25, Melbourne Tigers going around the perimeter again. Open basket, puts it up, and once again, Magnani for three.
They are not afraid to do that.
Stops, props, great defense from Agnew. Prevents a shot up, but I tell you what, just some facial expressions from Emma Clark from the Perry Lakes Hawks. She's not happy.
Yeah. And that's happened a number of times in this first half. And they're really going to have to change the game plan in some regard around the interior and exterior game if they're going to come back in this game in the Premiership quarter coming up.
Well, the Premiership quarter, the third quarter. I hope wherever you are watching Community TV that you're enjoying the coverage of the under-18 girls gold medal game between the Melbourne Tigers and the Perry Lakes Hawks here at Joondalup HBF Arena, known as the Wolf Den. And at half-time, score here, 46 in favour of the Melbourne Tigers to 25.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
Fest is coming to Western Australia from September 19. A celebration of all things basketball and its culture, featuring all 5 Hungry Jacks NBL opening round games, Sigma's WNBL tournament, Foot Locker Under-18 National Club Championships, Sneakerland and much more, including Australian music sensation Hayden James, who will be headlining the all-new Boombox at RAC Arena. Tickets from $29 for adults and $10 for kids. Tickets at hoopsfest.com.au.
Yeah, we're on our way. Yo, Davis can use a hype crew. You got him? Oh, we got him, man.
Walk that guy. Hot chocolate and the whipped cream. Now that's
So, how was it?
So high.
Yo, where you at? I need your help with something.
We pulling up right now.
Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up.
Mello, we got you, man.
That's hype.
Welcome back to the Under-18 Girls Gold Medal game in Hoops Fest here at HBF Arena at the home of the Joondalup Wolves. They call it the Wolf Den. Mark Campbell, Cambo in commentary, and alongside me, Ryan, who's the most connected man we found out in Western Australian basketball.
Thanks, that's very complimentary of you. Look, I just wanted to make a comment around the second half as we're about to kick off here. Perry Lakes Hawks obviously have a lot of work to do, Cambo.
Yeah.
And maybe one piece of that work is the Clark and Beggs combo. I saw them in the semi-finals against the Sabres, constantly taking the ball downhill and spawn trapping early on the defensive end as well. So if they can get that going here, it might just make a difference on the scoreboard.
Well, they've got possession now. They've got to start eating into this lead. Melbourne Tigers, if you just joined us, 46 points to the Perry Lakes Hawks, 25. Fotu back to Gregory. Strong pass to Smith. Good defense once again from the Melbourne Tigers. As this one drives to the basket, and I tell you what, Emma Clark's trying to put her stamp on this game as 46-27 first blood in this second half to the Perry Lakes Hawks.
So now they need to get a defensive stop and sort of prevent the Tigers from responding.
Tigers, long 2 attempt, doesn't go, and strong rebound there by Moore under the basket for the Perry Lakes Hawks.
And a rare miss there from Josie Agnew, probably because she wasn't outside the arc.
Well, she probably got too close, to be honest, because she's draining those 3-point attempts. As with Perry Lakes Hawks on the perimeter, 3-point attempt, puts up, doesn't go, and a fortuitous hand in there to tap the ball out to Fielding for the Melbourne Tigers.
That's what they're going to need to. They're going to have to take a bit more risk in this second half and shoot more from outside the arc if they're going to catch up.
Well, that's been a telling difference in the first half between the Melbourne Tigers putting up three-point shots as opposed to the Perry Lakes Hawks. As the Tigers get another 2 just to maintain this lead. 21 points is the lead currently. 8-minute quarters if you've just joined us in the Under-18s Championships, Club Championships. Has some heavy work under the basket and gets the lucky roll from Emma Clark, so she'll go to the stripe for the ad one.
100%, and this is what I've been waiting for to see from Emma Clark. Finally, in this championship quarter, coming into the game, she has arrived, Cambo.
Well, she's trying to put the Perry Lakes Hawks on her back and saying, come with me, we're going to the promised land.
Carried in the old backpack. And also, it's great to see Georgia Ryan coming into the game with that short corner too as well.
Well, Clark got the ad one. Good defense from Perry Lakes Hawks. DeMarco resets. Back out to 3. Another three-point attempt, and I tell you what, just drained Magnani. Just drained the 3-point.
100%. And I think Magnani's one of those players that's drained multiple threes in this game and has still flown under the radar.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
Scary proposition, yeah.
There's only 5 people on the court and she's standing out there by herself. But some great work from Emma Clark.
Yeah, I think you're right, Cambo. She's trying to take the bull by the horns in this game.
Absolutely. Oh, good defense from the Perry Lakes Hawks. Turnover from Gregory. Stops, props, puts it out to Fotu. Doesn't go for the 3-point attempt.
You can see the Hawks lifting in tempo and intensity.
There's another turnover.
Let's see how the Tigers respond to this change from the Hawks.
Gregory. Out to Moore. Fotu. Some great work from the Tigers defense. Bounce pass. Up and over into Gregory, and Gregory makes the 2. And the hometown crowd are getting excited, Ryan.
Yes, they're starting to again play their brand of basketball, not the brand of the Melbourne Tigers.
Tigers looking for some baskets. Oh, and another turnover with the bounce pass. Bit ambitious there. Fotu saw the bounce pass and just knocked it out of court. So
I believe it's Coach Francis, if I'm not mistaken. He's seen enough. Back on the court, as we know what work she can do in the keyway and on the defensive end.
Well, it's the defensive end that all of a sudden Perry Lakes Hawks has lifted in, as the Melbourne Tigers uncharacteristically in this game are getting turnovers. And there's another 3-point attempt. An air ball misses everything, and the referee will pick up the ball and give it back to the Hawks.
Uncharacteristic there from DeMarco as well. So you can tell that there's been a shift in momentum thus far in the third quarter.
Bit more intensity from the Perry Lakes Hawks. They're standing up saying, you know what? You want to come to our state, you're going to work for this gold medal, that's for sure. As once again, Clark puts up the 2.
I think normally we talk about hero ball being a negative thing, but I think that's just what the doctor ordered at the moment.
Tigers in possession. Rushgrove to Magnani. Arneson. Arneson goes with the left hand, gets heavy contact on the way in from Gregory, and she'll go to the stripe for 2 shots.
Yeah, saying her name and she appears. As soon as Arneson comes into the game, immediately making an impact, slowing the tempo down, and putting the scoreboard pressure back on the Perry Lakes Hawks.
Agnew for the Tigers takes a well-earned break, and Arneson missed the first one.
I have to eat my words like chocolate here.
Well, mate, chocolate's all right if you're connected, but she makes the adjustment, gets the second one. So the Perry Lakes Hawks now 3 minutes 40 left in this quarter. In possession. Drive to the basket. Heavy work under the basket and could be called for a travel. And I tell you what, Beggs should have actually got a ticket at Perth then because she travelled that far.
Got some frequent fly points there for sure. But the Clark and Beggs combo is starting to come alive here.
Well, 16 points down at the moment. And the Melbourne Tigers, well, Perry Lakes Hawks need to stop. Arneson out for three, pops it up, ball gets the top of the ring, doesn't go. Fotu under some pressure from DeMarco.
And Arneson had a time to get a massage before putting up that three ball. Great screening by DeMarco. Unfortunately, it just hit the front rim.
Yeah, didn't realise she had so much time and space. Hawks now, Fotu. Fake pass. Still in possession. Great defence from the Melbourne Tigers, but a long two there from Smith.
Yeah.
Easy name to remember, really, Smith.
And it's good to see Eva Smith coming alive in this game. Great screen there from Beggs to sort of ward off Arneson and facilitate that play.
You can see that the intensity from the Perry Lakes Hawks is lifted in this quarter on the defensive board, but another three attempt by Magnani doesn't go. Fotu gets the rebound and a foul.
There's a holding foul, hooking or something there.
DeMarco not happy with the call, but as we all know in sport, the referees make a decision, they never change their mind.
They never do. And Magnani uncharacteristically missed a three. There's been a couple of uncharacteristic misses from the Tigers, so definitely they're feeling a bit of pressure here in the third.
Moore comes down and takes a seat. Clark all the way to the basket, doesn't get the layup. Arneson comes up with the rebound. Open again for Magnani, puts up the three. Oh, doesn't go all of a sudden. Need we say the Melbourne Tigers' three-point range not quite there in this quarter.
They're still being left with a lot of daylight there. The Hawks need to close out a lot quicker on those three-point shots.
Another step there from Rushgrove. Jump ball. Fingers at premium there. Emma Clark just walking away, shaking her hand.
And three-point shots at a premium at the moment, as well as Josie Agnew
Comes back in.
And was just hoping to embody that concept. Straight away.
Great call there, Ryan, from the commentator. Look at that. You know your stuff. Don't you worry about that.
Would have been better if it went in, though.
Fotu out to Beggs. And a big rejection from Isabel Whiteman. You're not coming in my house this afternoon or this morning. Well, it could be the afternoon in Melbourne, Victoria.
Probably is now. Isabel Whiteman says, get your junk off my nature strip.
Oh, dear me.
Great defense there.
The one-liners are coming out thick and fast here on a Sunday morning. Don't you worry about that. Oh. Turnover by Arneson. Unfortunately for her, just didn't stay in the field of play, or she was off to the races.
100% there, Cambo.
Melbourne Tigers all of a sudden lifted their defensive pressure up. Out to the corner for the Perry Lakes Hawks, puts up the three, doesn't go, and no one there for the rebound. So DeMarco says, well, I'll just take the ball down the court then. Magnani puts a shot up, doesn't go, and Fotu comes up with the ball for the Hawks. Oh, got onto the basket, but wanted the three-point attempt, and drained by Eva Smith.
And this is what I've been waiting for from Eva Smith, to start making her mark in this game from behind the arc.
52-41, so the lead has been sliced this quarter by 10 points. And once again, turnover, 25 seconds left in this quarter. Perry Lakes Hawks, can they get more deficit? Cut this deficit again. Fotu looking around, long three, puts it in from Emily Beggs for the Perry Lakes Hawks, and all of a sudden, lead now 8 points, double team from the Perry Lakes Hawks, and a great quarter there by the Perry Lakes Hawks.
I'll tell you what, here come the Hawks. Now Emily Beggs getting it on the 3-ball action to end the premiership quarter.
Well, three-quarter time here in the under-18 girls gold medal game between the Melbourne Tigers, Perry Lakes Hawks, 52-44. Don't go anywhere. This game's going to go right down to the wire.
Play the game any NBL fan can win. Supercoach NBL. Be the coach. Challenge your mates. Win prizes. Head to supercoach.com.au today.
Welcome back to the under-18 girls gold medal game on community TV between the Melbourne Tigers and the Perry Lakes Hawks here at HBF Arena, or as we like to call it in WA, the Wolf Den, home of the Joondalup Wolves. Mark Campbell, Cambo in commentary, and alongside me, Ryan. And I tell you what, that quarter, the deficit dropped from 21 points down to 8.
Yeah, I think it was like you were saying, a 13-point run there for the Hawks. So they're definitely in that 10-point buffer. We're set for a fantastic last quarter, and the Hawks just need to keep applying the pressure to the Tigers if they're going to take home the gold medal. For the Tigers, they just need to compose themselves and get back to playing their brand of basketball.
Yeah, the defense absolutely lifted in that quarter, and if you haven't seen the under-18 championships before, 8-minute quarters, not 10, that everybody's used to in the NBL 1 franchises. As the Hawks have possession for the start of this last quarter, Fotu and Clark. Clark putting the Hawks on her back in that quarter. One-on-one defense, bounce pass for the Perry Lakes Hawks, and another big rejection from Whiteman.
And it's to be players like Whiteman that are going to stand up in this last quarter and, you know, shut out the Hawks with the intention of shutting them out anyway and playing arm's length basketball.
So big rejection there. Arneson. Magnani out to Whiteman. Round the perimeter, drive to the basket. Magnani, long two, puts a shot up, doesn't go, but draws the foul. Soft foul, that one. Could have left her as it was. She was already in midair shooting, but foul came and duly called by our referees.
And it's great opening from both teams. You can see the Hawks coming out with the same intensity, but also the Tigers coming out with intention in this final quarter to put this game to bed.
Well, Magnani gets the first one, and why wouldn't she? She's used to shooting 3 points, and now she's closer. Misses the second, but Arneson underneath the basket gets the rebound. So retains possession for the Tigers. Increase their lead by 1. Great ball inside for Whiteman, but didn't get the roll.
That was great basketball both ways. Great passing and also great D from Ella Barmentlo.
Fotu thinks about putting the shot up. Goes baseline, kicks the ball out. And there's a 3-point basket to Barmentlo.
Cambo, what did I tell you earlier in the game? Put the ball in the hands of Ella Barmentlo, because it's in Ella Barmentlo we trust.
Well, as I keep saying, Ryan, you're the most connected man in WA basketball. You'll be able to get free watches shortly.
Hopefully. On the side of the Melbourne Tigers, they're going to have to put their trust in key players at the moment, like so the Crystal Arneson and Whiteman as well.
There's a 3-point attempt put up by Agnew. Agnew, soft hands, now all of a sudden gone cold. Had the hot hand early in that first quarter and halfway through the second, but hasn't made a three-point basket for at least a quarter and a half.
And this is why I'm talking and referencing players like Whiteman and Arneson, because if the three-point shooters have gone quiet, it's going to be down to the bigs to make the impact.
Perry Lakes Hawks looking, some heavy work from Arneson opposed to Eva Smith. Eva Smith not to be denied. Jump ball called, and the Tigers come up with it.
Again, as soon as I said her name, Crystal Arneson making a massive impact in this last quarter with the possession arrow.
Yeah, it's only 6 points the difference now. What can the Tigers do with this possession? Round the rim, Agnew. Post to Fotu. Arneson inside. Post to 2. Tries to put the basket up. And as is inevitably the case, a defensive foul has been called.
I'm not sure what else the Hawks could have done there. It was basically like hands up in the air, brick wall. But offensive foul must have happened.
She was surrounded there like
sorry.
she was surrounded there like General Custer at the Battle of Little Bighorn, and still got the still picked up the foul. So
it was also a really good opportunity for Crystal Arneson to draw contact on the hustle play there. So some good work by her.
And makes the two, 55-47, 8 points in this game. 6 minutes left in this last quarter. The gold medal game, under 18 Girls Club Championships. And this one's for all the chocolates. Fotu, drive to the basket, puts a shot up, gets the foul on the way in.
And it's going to be players like Elira Fotu, that are going to need to stand up in this final term. Especially, I mean, she's probably really tired this weekend. She's been playing for the Perth Lynx as well. But if anyone's going to stand up, it's going to be her.
I might have said Ella Fotu, of course, that's her sister, plays in NBL 1 West. We can be excused every now and again.
It's all right. The curse of the commentator.
So she makes the adjustment, gets the second one. So margin now 7 points. Tigers in possession. Agnew goes inside, almost runs out of room. Great defense from the Perry Lakes Hawks. Arneson was lurking at the three-point area, and a fortuitous hand tips the ball out of court for the Perry Lakes Hawks. Open inside. Whiteman puts away the 2.
And then great court vision there as well from the teammate number 18. Can't quite see the jumper. I believe it's Schwartz.
Beggs looking for some options. Barmentlu tries to go inside, doesn't go. And unfortunately for the Perry Lakes Hawks, Beggs couldn't get the lucky roll.
And on both defensive ends, this game is going back and forth. Back and forth.
It's end-to-end basketball now. Who's going to take their chances? And Arneson once again draws the foul from Smith. Arneson just has a way of drawing these fouls when needed.
And has a way of making impact on the game in the key way when needed. Also, I've noticed it might look like a bit of a mismatch between Arneson and Eva Smith. That is going to be a key matchup going into this last sort of 5 minutes of the game.
Barmentlu and Beggs come and take a seat. And Gregory and Moore back on the court for the Perry Lakes Hawks. As an opportunity for another three-point attempt, misses by Agnew.
Yeah, great pressure from the Hawks. I just want to, for the Melbourne Tigers viewers at home, I just want to sort of talk about number 18, Schwartz, who is not getting enough credit, flying under the radar in this championship game. I hope she's studying occupational therapy because she's been a great facilitator so far in this gold medal game.
She should get a job over here for Windscreens O'Brien because she's setting that many screens. East Perth Eagles for 3. Look out. Moore comes up, steps up to the plate and drains it.
And now's the time for a player like Nicola Moore to stand up in this last quarter.
DeMarco picks up the foul from Beggs. 3 team fouls, 4 minutes left in the quarter. No real danger as yet.
I've noticed that Moore and Gregory are both on the court. They were massive on the defensive end in the semis against the Sabres. Let's see if they can hone that craft here.
Agnew at the top of the key decides to pass this one off. Inside to Arneson. Arneson once again picks up the foul and will go for the ad one.
I mean, I can't say anything else about Crystal Arneson. Just impact, impact, impact. When it matters as well.
Yeah, she's like a meteor, isn't she? Impacting with the earth. Whatever she does, she picks up fouls or picks up baskets, one or two. And she gets the bonus. So 60 to 51 in this quarter.
Much like Clark in the third, I think Arneson's putting the team on her back in the fourth.
Perry Lakes Hawks. Gregory. Over to Smith. Fotu. Hot pass inside. Oh, doesn't go. Fade away. Didn't quite get the elevation from Gregory. So the Melbourne Tigers. I thought it was the Willetton Tigers then.
Bit of crossover of team names there.
Yeah, well, you know, Melbourne. And a soft turnover there from the Hawks.
Ooh, great D from Smith.
Oh.
And there's the lady Schwartz for the follow-up.
Yes, Indiana Schwartz gets the follow-up two-point basket. Has a job at Windscreen O'Brien whenever she wants, that's for sure.
That player is a sleeping dragon. That's one to watch for the future as well.
11 points issues again. Indiana Schwartz just missed the handle on that basket. Arneson steps up. Watch this. I'll show you how it's done. I'll take the ball, run through two players, and put 2 points up.
They're going to pop the balloon timeout as well. Just when the Hawks are starting to threaten the scoreboard here, Crystal Arneson and Indiana Schwartz have put that momentum to a stop. Let's see what they can come up with in this timeout as well.
Well, the timeout probably came at a time where Melbourne Tigers just got on a little bit of a roll. Score now 64 to 51 in favour of the Melbourne Tigers. So increase their lead by 5 in that 5-minute period.
I'm just looking at the scoreboard as well. Another concern going into this last of the 3 minutes of the game is, I believe Perry Lakes are in the bonus. So you best believe the Tigers are going to run at them and try and draw the contact, because every time they do, they're going to be going to the line. And as we all know, free throws are going to win games.
Well, just going to put it out there for the Melbourne Tigers. Arneson's going to draw the fouls. I'm just putting it out there, because she'll just run at you anyway. She has no fear and goes, you know what, I'm going to take this foul, and if it hurts me, I can recover tomorrow on the plane.
She's not worried about running into any brick walls. I think the message around Crystal Arneson is what happens when the brick wall runs at you.
Yeah, absolutely. Perry Lakes Hawks, 13 points down. Clark. One-on-one defense from the Melbourne Tigers. Doesn't like the attention. Long pass. Beggs. Puts a shot up for 3. Not sure. Puts a flat shot up, and the Melbourne Tigers come up with the rebound. Great defense from the Melbourne Tigers as a collective. One-on-one defense across the board there.
Yeah, that was like probably the most drastic example that I've seen so far in this tournament and in this game of Melbourne Tigers doing what they do best, and that's limiting options on the offensive end for their opponent.
Schwartz from the side, Melbourne Tigers in possession. Agnew out to Arneson. Watch out for something to happen here. As she lost possession, then got it back anyway. Agnew, spin cycle, turns, puts a shot up, doesn't go. And the Perry Lakes Hawks come up with the possession. Beggs. Fotu. In three-point attempt from Nicola Moore, and that comes up with 3. All of a sudden, back to 10 points, minute 46 left in the game.
We still got a game here, Cambo.
Great game on a Sunday morning here at HBF Arena, that's for sure. Gold medal game for club championships. Doesn't go. First you don't succeed, try again. And she put the shot up again, Isabel Whiteman, and still didn't roll.
Yeah, this is sort of thin wire defense here from the Perry Lakes Hawks. They can't really afford any more scores from the Tigers in this last minute 30. So let's see what happens here. Can they hold off the Tigers on the defensive end?
Well, significantly, Emma Clark's come back on the court for this last 90 seconds. A bounce pass, misses, and as we say, goes to Clark. Fotu. Back to Clark. Clark, opposed to Arneson. She's going to take her on here. Arneson, great defense. And Clark, not happy with the attention, but Arneson didn't care.
And a great follow-up by Stella Gregory on the trying to get the offensive board there. Just didn't go away.
Clock winding down. 70 seconds left in the game. Melbourne Tigers leading by 10 points. As Agnew drives to the basket and picks up the fouls. So she'll go to the stripe for the bonus 2 shots, and this could be the sealer.
Yeah. I feel like, and it's how appropriate would it be if it is a sealer that it be Josie Agnew?
Well, she was the one that got the Melbourne Tigers started with the 3-point bombs at the start of this game. So 11 points to the good and gets the second as well. So all of a sudden now 12 points left, less than a minute to go.
It's 4 3 balls and they've put all their arsenal on the court. Let's see this one last push from the Perry Lakes Hawks.
Fotu. Goes to Agnew. Goes for the 2 layup. Emma Clark.
It's a great bank shot off the glass and a drive into the key there. That's Emma Clark at her best.
Needs to get a turnover here, the Hawks. Oh, great work there from Agnew. Inside.
And that's Agnew at her best.
Calls a timeout.
Or perhaps second best because of those 3 bombs at the beginning of the game.
Well, the 3 bombs actually put the Melbourne Tigers onto the court and onto the runway of this game. That's for sure.
It's a hot start, definitely, for the Tigers. And it seemingly looks like it's going to pay off for them. We've still got 30 seconds of change left. So you never know what's going to happen. But if the Tigers are to come away with a gold medal today, I think it's appropriate that Josie Agnew, maybe a MVP sort of contender as well. And the other pick for me would be Crystal Arneson, of course.
Well, I think probably looking at it, you've got a game with 2 halves, really. You've got Agnew in the first half, and then Crystal Arneson just went, you know what? You might be coming at us, but I'm going to just stop that.
She must be watching some NCAA because I reckon she said to herself, oh, Sarah Puckett, I'm taking it to the bucket.
No, she probably didn't say that, but no, I like it.
Or maybe thought that.
And just as this one's winding down, 31 seconds left, the men's or the boys under 18s club championship gold medal game participants are getting ready. The Willetton Tigers from WA just getting changed in the corner there.
I believe they're playing a team from South Australia, the Central Districts Lions. So it's a WASA affair in the men's grand final.
Well, we've got WA Victoria, WASA. That's what club championships are all about, getting representations from every state. As Smith bounces in, puts the one hand up. Once again, great defense from the Melbourne Tigers. That's been a feature of this game. Arneson gets the stop. DeMarco, bounce over to Agnew, back to Arneson. Arneson, 9 seconds left, going to bounce this one out.
Put it up.
And put the shot up. And just hits the ring. But Melbourne Tigers get the chocolates here at the under-18 girls gold medal game. The Melbourne Tigers win the game 68 to 56 against the Perry Lakes Hawks. Ryan, what were your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts on the game is I want to congratulate the Melbourne Tigers. That's a 4th gold medal if the top brass is to be trusted, it's a 4th gold medal in the row, and you can see why they deserve it. This team is unstoppable. Full credit to the Tigers. Congratulations on this gold medal win. I want to shout out to the Perry Lakes Hawks because they have given the Tigers the toughest test of the tournament, along with the West Adelaide Bearcats. So shout out to those two teams as well. We wish the Bearcats the best